Hey y'all, hey, it's your girl Tay. Listen, y'all know that we are celebrating Black Music Month all month long on Live with Tay. And so, because music is my love language, y'all know I had to go and call on a few friends to come and have a conversation with me about what Black music means to them. And so, tonight, it is a great honor for me to share with you all the artist on the move. Because she on the move, baby. She is on the move. Introducing to you all, if you follow me on social media, I talk about her all the time. But Jay, hey girl,
Hey, hi y'all, hi Tay.
hey girl, how you doing? How you doing?
Girl, I'm doing great. I'm blessed. I'm great. I feel good. I'm tired, but I'm good. But I'm great. I'm outside. It feels good. So yeah.
Yes, and you looking beautiful as ever. And so thank you for carving out some time to talk about what Black music means to you. So I'm
Yes.
asking that question to everybody this month. What does Black music mean to Jay?
Black music is my heartbeat. It's culture. To know that that was the one of the only ways that our people, our ancestors, back even in slavery, could even communicate to each other was through call and response singing. You know, it's our pain, it's our struggle, it's our story, it's our
Mhm.
heartbeat. So black music has a tendency. That's one reason why I kind of like country music too. But black music has the story intertwined in it. But the cool thing about black music is that even if the lyrics don't always depict the story, the soul and the passion and the emotion that's exuded. I heard somebody the other day singing, they were singing, doing all the riffs and runs, right? And it wasn't a black person. And I
Mhm.
was like, she was actually from London.
Okay.
She wasn't black. She was killing every note, technically, but it lacked soul.
Mm.
It lacked the pain, the
Mm.
the triumph, the victory. It's more than technicalities. I love the imperfections of black music. I love, I just love the heart, the soul, the grit of gospel, not gospel, just all black music.
Black
Period.
music
It's black music because there's a story being told with the way we sing. We can't help but sing from here
from
and from
experience
our
and from
yeah.
your heart, right? Right.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so, as a singer, a songwriter, a branding specialist, as a just a you do about. I'm happy you got a hat on because baby, you wear about 1,000 hats and you do it so well.
Thank
But
you.
as a musician, um, what have been some of your influences as a musician?
Man, growing up, we weren't allowed to listen to anything that was deemed as not godly. So secular
Mhm.
music. I was born and raised in a Pentecostal church or in a family. My dad's a pastor, so we were Kojic. So we
Oh.
listened to a lot of like back in the day, the choirs and James Cleveland, Myrna Summers, Hezekiah Walker. That was a little
Mhm.
edgy for us. And then we moved up the Clark sisters, and then Kim Burrell. Then we got even more edgy when we were allowed to listen to Dietrich Haddon, and
Ooh.
then Mary. But then when I got on my own and started going to college, then of course I was influenced by Monica, Brandy,
Yeah.
um, all TLC, all the girl groups. Then I went back and Whitney Houston,
Mm.
and so the Aretha Franklin. Those are all people that I've gleaned from, and all the way up to, I mean, even people like Beyonce. Like, I love her showmanship, the way that she puts on a show with her lyrical style. Like, she knows how to do the whole thing. So yeah, Missy Elliott. Oh,
Yeah.
God knows I
Shout
love
out
Missy.
Missy.
Shout
Yeah.
out to Missy. I love
Can't wait
Missy.
for this concert. I'm
Oh,
shameless plug, but I'm telling you, like, it's like gonna be like an amazing show because Missy, like, it's just amazing to be able to see her perform. But no, you've got some great influences, and I love as I'm talking to people this month, gospel music is always at the core.
yeah.
So when I think of being black, whether your family didn't believe, whatever, something about gospel music just crosses all spaces and places.
Yeah, somebody had a Medea, a Big Mama, somebody that had some type. And when I think of gospel music is the soundtrack of me cleaning up, mopping floors, cleaning out the refrigerator. That's what my mama made us listen to while we was cleaning up on Saturdays. So
Right.
like gospel music has a nostalgic space in my heart that's
Mhm.
connected even to my childhood, my upbringing. So
I love
it's
it.
the soundtrack of my life. And I just know even artists that I work with that don't sing gospel music. Like one of my good friends is Q Parker. That's like my big brother. He sings R&B, but you can't tell him to sing without being able to say like, I love Commission, I love Take
Ooh,
Six, I love,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, so gospel has a way of being woven into almost, if you listen to any one of the biggest influences in black music right now is a man named Adam Blackstone. And Adam Blackstone is the MD of all MDs.
The
And
Roots, the Roots picnic that they just had. Like I'm upset. He does that thing. He got
yeah.
it. He got it special. It's special.
So I'm saying, so Adam Blackstone is a church man. Like he's a
Yeah.
godly man. I love him and his wife and his children. Like I met him when I used to tour with Mary back in the day. So,
Mm.
and he was their MD. And so like, I say that because,
Musical director for some people that are
oh,
watching and you don't
musical
understand.
director.
But we're gonna educate y'all because it's Black
Yes.
Music Month. We need y'all to
Yes,
get
he
on
was the
point with
musical director, which just means that he put all of our music together. He made all of the
an
musical
essential
stuff.
part. Yeah.
He made sure that the background singers knew what they were singing, what the band was playing, and what the lead singers were singing. He just took care of all of that. And so, but now he does it for everybody.
Yeah.
You can't even turn on an award show or
Without
Super Bowl without it being like him being the MD. And that is a church. He's a church man through and through. So even gospel music is woven into
all of
Pharrell, into Kanye, into it's everywhere now.
this. So you mentioned something earlier, and so I would be remiss. So, growing up Black, for anybody that's watching that who may not be Black, let us give you a little insight. When we say cleaning up in the Black household, you better know that on Saturday mornings, y'all was cleaning. I don't care if the house was
Cleaning.
already clean. Like you said, cleaning out the refrigerator, making sure the baseboard, like you are
Baseboards.
going to
You
clean
washing baseboards.
the
You
windows.
wiping down the wood with the pine saw. Your house smell like bleach. It just
It's just that smell. And so as I think about that memory, it's funny that music really, really was the soundtrack to house cleaning. So if you
yeah.
had to think back, what song is a memorable song? Like when you hear it to this day, you say, "Woo! It take me back to cleaning." What song would that be?
Probably like 99 and a half by Hezekiah Walker. 99, 99, 90, 90, 99. I love that song, but I'll be like, turn it off.
Ain't cried, turn
Cause
me around.
my mama knocking on our door like this. Get on up, get on up, get on up,
That's too
get
funny.
on up.
Too funny. Listen, so you're a mom. Do
Yes.
you do that to this day? So
I
what
don't have to
music?
anymore. My daughter's 20, so
Oh, I keep forgetting because you look like you're 12.
yeah,
Literally, she
no,
doesn't look like she has a 20-year-old. Like
yeah,
they look like sisters.
I have a 20-year-old daughter, but no, I don't. I don't have to, but but when she was in the house, yes.
Mm-hmm. It's
But
a tradition that
it wasn't just gospel though with me.
okay.
I would play all kinds of music, like, but it was still something musical playing. So whether if it was R&B, Brandy, or Mary or Erica Kemp, you know what I mean, or Todd Tribbett, or whoever.
You got music, so it's a
Fuji.
continuation. The food, like you gonna get a little bit of everything. And so
It
let's
goes,
talk about
yeah, music will come on.
that part. So let's talk about it. So would you call yourself a gospel artist?
Um, yes and no, because the gospel for me means the good news. Like I think in everything that I write, it is good news, and because I am a believer, I believe that the good news is woven into to what I do, everything that I do and say. However, um, stylistically, no. Stylistically, I am a champion for music just being music because of the style of music that I've always done. I've always done music, like my writing, my catalog has mostly, the majority of my catalog has been with Christian hip hop. So it's been with like Lecrae, Tripley, The Truth, all those guys. I'm not a rapper, I'm a singer, but I was the Rihanna or.
But I feel like you got bars. Let's talk. I feel
I
like if
mean,
you had
I
to,
can.
you could get them bars.
I mean,
I believe in you.
I can, but I never deemed myself as a rapper.
Rapper.
You know, and so But because of that, like I like even my first nomination for a Dove Award for my album, my first one was Christian Hip Hop Artist of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a rapper. My
Mm-hmm.
on my song on my rap album, I maybe kind of did a little singy staccato rappy type stuff on one song, but the rest, all 13 other ones, were me singing.
Right.
But because Christian music and gospel music doesn't really have a
That
place
space.
for people, it doesn't have. You got to be okay being like, okay, I guess I'm a rapper then if y'all say so. You
Mm,
know, like
mm,
so. I believe I am a champion for believing music should be music. I
yeah.
believe it should be. I think R&B should just be R&B.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whatever you sing about, that's what you sing about. If you
Mm-hmm.
want to sing about a man, cool. You want to sing about a lady, cool. You want to sing about God, cool.
Cool.
It's the
Mm-hmm.
style, it's the cadence, it's the rhythm, it's the production, it's the
Mm,
mixing, it's the mastering. There's so many components that make a hip hop song a hip hop song. So that's
yeah.
why I'm like a champion of like hip hop just being hip hop. If you're
Yeah.
gonna talk about gang banging, cool. You're gonna talk
It's
about
still hip hop.
love, cool. It's still hip hop. You can talk about God, cool. You wanna talk about Buddha, cool. It's just it's
It's
under
all
the,
music.
but it should all be under the genre. So for me, I would prefer to be more of a pop, like more pop
Mm-hmm.
that sings about the good news. You
I love
know,
it.
you
I
know what I
love it.
mean. Like I wouldn't mind being in a category with a Beyonce or Rihanna or even you know what I mean. Like I just wouldn't mind going up against a Victoria Monet. I just wouldn't.
Yeah.
But
Because
you
you
know,
can do it.
she's singing about smoke, but I want to sing about like Holy Spirit or about
Yeah.
joy or about 555 grace, grace, grace. Like
That part.
why not? But my message is still the same.
I love it. So since you mentioned it, so you have this amazing single, 555. I'm telling you, from the first minute it drops, it is the most catchiest. It lures you in from the beat to the lyrics. It just it's my dance. Like when I'm trying to get my workout on, get my okay, you know what, God, I'm trying to unbig this big back. Come on now, I need some grace. I
I
need some
posted something the other day. I said a blessing as big as your back is on the way.
That's what I told you. And I was like, let it fall. That's why God ain't let my back get small yet. Because he giving me some big
He was
blessings.
enlarging my territory the whole time.
Come on now. Come on. So what was the inspiration behind such an amazing, such just an amazing piece of work?
Well, thank you, first of all. And for those that don't understand what 555, it's not 666, it's not the devil. Um, but the number five stands for grace. When
Mm,
you like grace. So in 2019, um, like middle of 2019, I started seeing the numbers five everywhere.
mm,
I would wake up at 5:55 in the morning. I start getting really hungry and look at the clock and be like, it's 5:55. Go to the grocery store and it's $55.50. You know,
mm.
so I was seeing the sequence of 555 over and over again. And so many times in scripture, I'm also an ordained pastor.
Yes.
And so many times in scripture, you see God work through numbers,
Yeah.
3, 5, 7, 6, 8. You know,
Mm-hmm.
everything is a purpose. So I'm like, okay, I'm seeing this a lot. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like on buildings, like my doctor's office moved, and it was like all of a sudden it was 555 something. I'm like, okay, now what does this
What you
mean?
trying to tell me, Lord? What's going on?
And so I don't want to ignore it by being too spiritual. Like I don't want to think about numerology and all that stuff. And man, we better pay attention when God is speaking. And
Yeah.
so I went to my spiritual leaders and to my pastor at the time, and I was like, I keep seeing this. What does this mean? And they were like, I believe you're about to face some really hard times,
Mm.
and you're going to need the grace of God. You're going to need more grace than ever before, and you're going to have to extend more grace than ever
Ooh.
before.
Mm.
And I was like, what? Okay, cool. You know, I didn't know. And at the time, I was happily married. Me and my daughter was in her senior year. And right, like a couple months after that. And there's another caveat was like, you'll have like 5 years of really being tested.
Ooh.
I'm like, this don't sound fun.
I ain't ready.
And so um, then like a couple months later, I found out my ex was having an affair. And so that was the first part of like the demise of my family structure that I had
And y'all
for
were
20.
married for like 20 years, right?
I was married 20 years,
Yeah.
virgin until I got married. I thought he was the promise. Um,
Mm-hmm.
And so we had so many ministry things that we did together. Everything about our ministry was about us doing it together. And we helped so many people, so many couples, so many young people. I was the worship pastor for Joyce Meyer Ministries. He was the youth pastor. So it was just a lot of, we were intertwined, right?
And people see that, right? And so when you think about that, let's pause for just a second because I want to help somebody. It isn't, sometimes you're going through something and everybody on the outside sees it one way. But if you find out something, don't stay for the saving of the face. If it is truly damaging your spirit and your heart and it just doesn't work, you've got to step out. And I know that somebody either watching this or watching the replay is saying to themselves, but I can't leave because what are people gonna say?
What are people going to think? And here's my first layer of that. It also includes a ministry or a job even. If it's unhealthy for you, you need to go. And so I remember finding out about this news while I was worship pastor at another church, but I was still doing the Joyce Meyer Talk It Out podcast. And so, and I was still going on the conferences, all the tours, all that
so
stuff.
Everybody looking.
Everybody, over 11 million subscribers.
Yeah.
Watching, and I'm like, what do I do? So I stepped away from being worship pastor while I went through that season. So I didn't want to bleed on people. And so, because I've seen it done before, I've seen it done. So I've done it, but this was so detrimental because here's the thing, even after I found out, I was willing to stay. I was willing to stay because I'm like, it's 20 years. I brought my own trauma to the marriage. I can't say I got clean hands. Now, I've never cheated or anything, but I've had my own issues and daddy issues, trauma, stuff like that. And so, so I was like willing to work it out, but he filed and he was ready to go, and so he left. And right after that, COVID hit.
Ooh.
And so I found out he left in February, Valentine's Day of 2020. And then the next month was COVID.
We was on lockdown and you was used to having somebody with you for 20 some years. And now
I've known him since I was 11. And so that's over 30 years of knowing him. And so that was just a very challenging time. And so a lot of the project that I'm working on is about my journey of going through the dirt, just going through all of the hard stuff and God slowly revealing the other side of it, because that's the thing. We want to fast forward through all the bad stuff, and we want to only tell our story once the story sounds good. Once we have the happily ever after. I don't have that yet. I'm still very single. He's married, moved on, started a new church. I'm still single, going through therapy, wondering why did that happen to me? Where's my daughter? My daughter's 20. I'm an empty nester. How does that even happen? What happened? And so, but that's where 555 came from. God was gracing me, and I still see it to this day. I see fives all of the time. I'm always seeing fives, just showing me that the grace of God is covering me, but also to extend grace. And that was the only way I was able to truly forgive my ex and everybody that was involved, because there was a lot of hurt with that, betrayal after betrayal after betrayal, And so, so I wanted to write a song because like I said, I'm telling my story. I wanted to write a song that talked about me seeing fives. And I was like, I hope the church people don't get too spiritual and won't listen to the message. You look at the lyrics, it's I've got grace upon grace upon grace, and you can't deny it.
That part.
I needed space, and I found out I couldn't find it, meaning that God was taking over me. His love was chasing me. I was hiding but couldn't fight it. Now I'm feeling free, feels like I'm flying. And so those are that's my verse 1. And it's so 555, I didn't want to do anything that was sad. I wanted to do something that was up tempo, because even while we're going through, I think it's a beauty in being transparent, but it's also a beauty in choosing joy instead of being depressed. I went through a depressed stage, and I think everybody that's going through something, please go through your process. Don't let anybody rush you through your process.
That's a word right there.
Don't let nobody rush you. Don't let people spiritual bypass you and make you think that you're wrong for crying about that man that was 20 years just all of a sudden leaving you, or you losing your job, or someone dying in your life. Don't let people rush your process. But I promise you, the quicker you unstuck yourself from it, the better you'll be. And so that's what 555 represents to me, and it is for me. It's just showing God's faithfulness and his grace, because I needed it, because I was wanting to kill people. I'm like,
listen, I'm happy. You know what, Jay? I'm going to publicly say I'm happy that I didn't know you during that time period, because the way that I love on me some Jay, I probably would have put on my black suit and I would not have been the person that
You
would have,
know, and
I would have been with the shenanigans. I
you would have been,
probably would have been with the shenanigans.
you would have
Probably.
shenaned again.
I would have done it. I would have, and asked the Lord for forgiveness. I would
You
have said,
you
lay
would have been
hands on
playing
me.
555 while doing it. Grace
That
upon
part.
grace.
Great, but that right. It got me feeling. It got me feeling. And so I looked up 555, right? Because I told you earlier, somebody was like, "Well, that song," and I'm like, "No, that's my jam. That's my bop. I enjoy it." And so when I looked it up, it said adventures, spirit, positive change, personal growth. And when I think of you, I look at this image right here. Absolutely, isn't she just a doll baby? And this is what I fell in love with. And I'm like, oh, she's so great. But to know you is to know you are this person right here. And this is just like your carefree spirit. To know you is to know you're just so carefree, from your personality, from your style of dress, just you in general. It's just who you are as a person. And so when you think about Black music, how has music influenced you regarding your personality and your style and just, you as a person?
Music. First of all, music is universal.
Mm-hmm.
It has the ability to place you in different time periods. Has the ability to place you in different cultures, and I love all kinds of music.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to everything. The crazy thing is when I'm in big writing seasons, though, I don't listen to anything. The only thing I listen to is binaural beats, like for focus, because I need to focus, because I want to just hear from God. I don't want to be too influenced, because it's easy to influence me with music.
Mm-hmm.
There are only
Mm-hmm.
so many chord progressions in the world, so something's going to sound like something else. So
Yeah,
in order for me to get a sound from heaven, I have to tap into heaven. I have to
I
tap
love
into what God is saying. So, but music in itself has completely um, transformed me. It made me who I was when I was super churchy. My
it.
music,
Mm-hmm.
music is the soundtrack of our lives. So
Yeah.
it makes, when I'm listening to a certain song, it makes me dress a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me do my makeup a certain way. Am I going 90s? Am I
Mm-hmm.
going, am I going like urban? Am I going
Mm-hmm.
London?
Yeah.
It's going more London today. I was giving
The London, I'm feeling it now. I'm
right.
feeling it now. I'm feeling
a
it
bit
now.
a bit New York, a bit not London, what I'm saying? Give the people a bit, oh, celebrate, celebrate. All right. But yeah, like but I was listening to music from London. I'm a big Coldplay listener, so like I love music of the world. But I think that's the beauty also of Black culture, because
Mhm.
the reason why I like a lot of this stuff isn't just because of their culture, it's because somewhere in there Black people are
Was
started
influenced.
it.
That part. The foundation, even when you said country earlier, yep, I'm sure there was somebody we were
That's the
singing.
crazy thing about the controversy with Black people being involved. We started country.
Yes. Ain't
We
nothing
started.
that we pretty much didn't start. Pretty much. Pretty
So Black music is infused in everything. It affects the way I do my hair. It
much.
affects the
Hmm.
way I want to do my makeup. The way that the cars that we drive. Like
Yeah.
you put it in. That's why people like these big brands spend a lot of money putting endorsements in music,
Yeah.
so that people can say the brands. You saying I'm
Yeah.
riding around in a Tessie, okay? Then all of a sudden you see Tesla.
Everywhere. Everywhere.
So music has the power to influence.
Yeah, it definitely does. It definitely does. So, when we're thinking about music, you have an amazing event that is going down here in the Atlanta area. All my out of towners, I've been trying to tell y'all, Atlanta be where it's at. If you're
Where
a
it's
music
at.
lover, we definitely where it's at. And so, on Thursday, June 6th at 8 p.m. is going down in the ATL. This lineup is sick, stupid, crazy. Like I'm like a kid on Christmas. I don't even think I can go to sleep tonight because I'm like ready for it to go down. So tell everyone a little bit about the Indigo experience. What's it about? How is it inspired? Share with that.
Yeah. Well, Indigo Inspire is a brand. Well, actually, it was a radio show that is supporting Christian hip hop, urban music, like one of the pioneers of internet radio
Mm-hmm.
for music like mine and Christian hip hop. Um, Patrice. Shout out to Patrice,
Hey.
who's putting this on. She's the founder of Indigo Inspire. So it's a radio show, but it's also a magazine. But she does events. She used to do things back in the day, even at the Stellars and things like that. But she's started this new line of clothing.
That's what I
Uh,
thought. I thought I've known it as the clothing line. So I'm like, you telling me some things. I'm like, I
yeah,
know that.
Indigo is definitely more than that. It was radio first,
Mm-hmm.
um, and then it became more like mission work,
Okay.
and now it's a clothing line.
Oh wow.
And so rep your section, meaning like it's kind of play on soprano, alto, tenor sections and choirs,
Okay.
and or in worship teams or in groups, but it's like goes deeper where it's rep your section in the world.
Mm.
What is your section of the world that you're supposed to impact? And are you impacting it? What is your
Oh.
purpose? What is your purpose on this planet, in this world, to bring about change and to bring about unity and to spread the gospel? So rep your section goes beyond alto, soprano, tenor. It's a mission. It's a movement to say, who are you and
Mm-hmm.
how are you going to leave your thumbprint in the world? There's a song that Beyonce sings called "I Am Here." Like that
Yeah.
song, like it's like I am here. I lived, I loved, I'm here. Everything that I wanted, I thought I could be. Say,
Mm-hmm.
what can you sing that song? Can you sing
Mm-hmm.
that song and say, I am fulfilling? I know you're working at a retail store, or you're working at Publix, or you're working at Walmart, or you're working at Amazon, or you're working at a corporate job, you're a lawyer, you're a doctor, you're doing these things, but are you fulfilling the part of your purpose that you were created to do? You know?
Mm-hmm.
What grieves you, whatever grieves you, you're probably supposed to help with that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what rep your section is about. And so she's had different lines of it for over the past few years and different brand ambassadors. She brought me on as a brand ambassador, her last brand ambassador. And so
You
I'm
killing it, because I wouldn't have known nothing about it. That I knew about the clothes, not the other aspects of it, which now I'm like even more excited. Like I'm like, I gotta get a shirt. I gotta wear my
yeah,
shirt tomorrow. I
yeah,
gotta have my
that's
shirt. I gotta have my
that's the
shirt.
thing, that's the whole thing, like wearing your shirt of repping your section. Like I said, it is playful because it's like the singing side of it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like the musical side of it, but it goes beyond that with the whole rep your section in the world. And so I love the mission behind it. So when she asked me to be a part of it, I was like, of course, I love that
No
mission.
brainer, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then she's going to Africa to spread the message there. So it's a mission trip that she's taking later on this year, to you rep your section in Africa. So it's just beautiful. And this particular event, she wanted to do a festival, and she wanted to highlight a nonprofit. And so we're highlighting the fatherless generation,
Oh.
especially on the heels of what Kirk found out about his birth father. You know, I was
Yeah.
just like, like we really need to tap into unifying fathers with their
Mhm.
children.
Yeah.
I don't have the best relationship with my dad,
Me
and
neither, girl. But hey, it is what it is. Hey,
and
I'm
so
grateful because I wouldn't be here if it was.
exactly, we needed that
Yeah.
that he gave. Um, and so, but that whole fatherless piece, filling
Mhm.
that void, and knowing that we have the father's approval, but also challenging men to like step up, be the dad, get some support.
Yeah.
You
Get
have
that
support.
therapy needed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get the therapy you need. Reunite with your children. Paying
Mhm.
child support isn't enough.
It
Like,
sure is not.
do more.
And
So
it makes sense now. So I'm happy again. We're having this conversation, transparent conversations on I would say. But when I looked at the flyer and I'm like, wait a minute. I mean, the fellas is all over now. Jay can hold her own. Now she gonna hold her own up in there. But now it totally makes more sense in regards to the way that this lineup is set up. And so,
yeah, It's
um,
for it's for everybody, but
mhm.
it's like sisters, bring your brothers out, bring your guy friends out, bring your baby daddy if you want to. Like, I
Yeah,
mean, like it's an event that's gonna be for everybody.
I love
But it's for the men. We want to encourage men. We're having different people come and pray over men.
oh,
It's just
I love
yeah,
it.
yeah, it's gonna be great.
It is, and the music is gonna be absolutely amazing. It's
It's
just gonna
gonna be
be
so.
amazing.
I'm excited. I'm
Yeah,
more excited to hear everybody else than me.
yeah.
Like Canton Jones, D1, Uncle Reese, Hello Dolly. Like,
Listen, Dolly, listen, if you are watching this, I'm telling you, I am such a baby. Let me tell you something. That was my first introduction. Well, no, not really. I'm lying. But I had to think about it. I was like, no, because there's been some others, but I really just the whole genre. Like when I think of gospel music, I appreciate the Canton Jones, the Uncle Reed, like it is this ticket, ladies and gentlemen.
1K Few, T-Wise.
It's crazy, and then you got my boy Nico Flowers, like
Yeah,
like, and when him and
Nico,
Dwight
Dwight
Stone
Stone.
get together, listen.
We just added Crystal Nicole on too. So Crystal Nicole was on The Voice.
Yeah, yeah.
And so yeah, she'll be there. She's performing too. So
It's about when I say it's about. Listen, y'all know take bees outside. I'm gonna bees outside. Don't ask me about Friday if y'all don't see me at work, because mind your business, because we outside. Mind your business. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. Because this right here is definitely gonna be a good time, and you definitely need to be in the building. And then, I would be remiss. Now, Erica Campbell is my auntie in my head. I love her. We got a special bond, but I love her anymore because let's talk about when you be on Get Up in the Morning with Erica Campbell. You know what I'm saying? Like, Erica had to know that when she has to step away, the grounds is in good groundkeeping. So
yeah.
how has that experience been, being, a guest host on the show?
Yeah, that is something that was completely unexpected, but so God. Like it just is, it's very synonymous to when I started singing backgrounds for her, with her and Tina back in the day. I was supposed to just do a one night only deal in St. Louis that I didn't even audition for. My homeboy Ace of War called me. It was like, you
That
need a
favor,
background. And
honey.
I was like, I was ready, and I was like, sure. I was already going. I had already bought tickets, so I was already planning on being there. But and then it ended up being me singing with them for a while after that. That's what this was like. And so, shouts out to Erica
Yes,
Campbell. Shouts out to Cheryl Jackson. Shouts out to Griff.
yes.
Knows the whole
But
team.
Griff, if you come for Jay one more time, because I be feeling like he be trying to come for you. And the last time you were on, I wanted to call in and be like, ease up just a little bit. Just ease up.
If Griff wasn't such a teddy bear in real life,
Exactly.
I would go off on him because he is ruthless. He's brutal.
But you hold your own though. You definitely let him know. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me, son. Stop playing with me.
So he's amazing though. He's such a big brother. He looks out for me. He provides other opportunities outside of it. So like he's so dope. So that whole situation, that whole opportunity has been such a godsend, something that I never thought would even be. Radio wasn't in on my radar at all. And so when they asked me to come and fill in once, I was just like, sure. I mean, I've been in the podcast space. Of course, I speak. I do keynote speaking all the time. I've done lots of interviews. But as far as like holding it down for E, that's the
morning show, because they be serious. They like the people have been watching and have been tuned in for years for the Get Up morning show.
Yes, and then they said, I was like, okay, cool. I'm thinking like, okay, yeah, I'll come in for like an hour. No, the whole show. I said, and do what? Then they were like, no, you also have to do E's segments, like
but
all of her teaching moments. I said, oh, how long are those? About 4 minutes. I said 4.
But she got it down pat. When I say, I'm telling you, I was like just proud. It makes me, because you do such an amazing job, and it's just good to see real people that are really dope in real life. Because I'll say this publicly, and I've said it before. Sometimes when you meet people or when you've seen them from afar and you get the opportunity to interact with them, you wonder, are they gonna be the way that I thought that they were in my mind? Jay, you exceed that because you are just a ray of light and of sunshine, and you prove to a person, I always say, well, no, I'm not going to be a preacher or anything like that, but you remind me that you can do kingdom work and be authentically who you are. So I publicly appreciate you for that, because
thank you.
In our interactions, everywhere that we go, we're always doing kingdom work. So people gravitate to you because it's your light, it's your calling, it's what God put in you. And I just appreciate your authenticity, your style, and faces like that, right? Like it just makes it make sense. So and closing out for Black Music Month, I'm going to do a game with you, and I think I'm going to switch the game because you've given me some more insight, but I believe that you can hold your own with this. So I'm going to name
Okay.
an artist, and I want you to tell me the first song that comes to mind. If by chance this artist in your head, the song has a story, like, maybe you're like, girl, that was the first song I sung in a talent show, whatever, you could tell the story about it as well. Are you ready?
Okay. Okay.
All right. First song, I'm going to keep it easy. Hezekiah Walker.
Of course, 99. I just said
Oh,
that.
you just said that one. You just said that one. Okay, that's why I said I was warming you up. All right, next one, Kenton Jones.
I'ma stay safe, ain't gonna start cussing. Or, they done let these Christians in the club. Oh my God. That was so dope. Because that was back in the
There's
day
a
when
lyric.
that song right there, shouts out to Kenton. Kent was on my very first album. He always has been kind to me, believed in me. And so, but yeah, when he made that song back in St. Louis, where I'm from, fun fact, me, Willie Moore Jr., and Dwight Stone all had a Christian club in St. Louis called The Body.
Not the body.
The Body.
Oh, the body. I'm like, the body? What in the world? Okay, body.
Like the body of Christ. So it was like
Yes.
called The Body. So we would play that song. So when I think of that song, it's like dun 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 dun. In the club, oh my God, they didn't let these Christians in the club. Yeah. So that's what I think of K-Joe.
Listen, now that y'all are all here in Atlanta, I think that y'all need
We
to
might need to revisit that.
I feel like that. Shout out STL. I lived there for 2 years, right
You
before
did?
COVID. I did. I lived in Maryland Heights, child. Yes. And I loved living in St. Louis. That is where I fell in love with turkey ribs. I had never heard of such a thing.
So good.
And look, St. Louis happy hour. Don't judge me, judge your mom. They got ribs and that the red hot riplets, baby. If I was addicted, it's the whole situation.
Turkey ribs, red hot riplets. Our Chinese food ain't like nobody else's Chinese food.
Listen, Linda. Listen.
It ain't like nobody else's.
A St. Paul, baby, will
A
make
St. Paul with some egg foo young. Don't play with me. That's St. Louis all day. All day.
Yes. Listen, that's one reason why I want to go back and visit, because I just want to eat. That's why my back. Them blessings.
St. Louis will keep your back extra large.
That's what happened. I was living right until
them turkey wings. Did you ever have a pork steak?
Listen, baby, listen. And it was something, I gotta think of what it's called. I'm gonna find it and send it. It was a different piece that I had never heard of before.
On pork?
No.
Oh, tripe?
Tripe.
A tripe sandwich?
Girl, listen.
Honey, we will cook we'll cook a pig from the rooter to the tutor.
And if that thing, listen, and I came saying, I don't eat all of that. I don't eat swine. Living in St. Louis, baby, I was smacking them back, Jack. I had went back. St. Louis
pig, cow, incest, it don't matter. It give me out.
Listen, the food, banging. Y'all say sleeping on that. Woo! I was like, Lord, what is St. Louis in store? And St. Louis got me big. And then we had the nerve to have COVID. But the Chinese food in St. Louis, hands down. I've been around the world, and I can't find no other time. I cannot find nothing else like that. Nothing else like that. So, all right, now they got all. Since we talking St. Louis, it will only be right. Who you got for Nelly? When I say Nelly, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Give me 2 pair. Hey, I need 2 pair. Hey, I keep something in my Air Force Ones.
Hey, listen. So, thank you, Jay, for being on Live with Tay. I knew it was going to be a whole vibe. I appreciate you so much. Y'all make sure that you follow her on all social media platforms. On YouTube, her YouTube is popping, honey. So I didn't get an opportunity to play any of her music directly on this interview, but I'm telling y'all know I love music. I don't never steer y'all wrong. If you have not heard her lyrically, if you have not heard her music, you will be blessed by it. So
thank you.
Follow her on YouTube and on her Instagram be popping, y'all. She literally is a low-key comedian. So make sure Jay Talks, that's Jai Talks on IG. She will not disappoint you. I'm telling y'all, she will not. She
Yeah.
will, she will not. She
I
is a
think I'm
cute cousin.
funny.
You are. You definitely need to be a
I
stand.
think I'm hilarious.
You are. It's factual. It's
Thanks.
we agree.
Even Griff says it. He be like, "You're so funny."
You sound just like I feel a comedy night coming on. So we got some things. Summertime, we're gonna be outside. I'm telling y'all, because there's a lot of things that can be done. We can have some good old fun. And,
Yes.
we're gonna do that. So it's gonna happen. But tomorrow or Thursday, June 6th, 8 p.m. Make sure that you grab your tickets. They are on Eventbrite and they going real soon. I mean, they're going fast. So you wait long, you gonna wait wrong. I'm telling y'all right now, you better get the
Yeah, and
ticket.
don't be expecting to just get in for free. You got to just pay the tickets, support,
Because we sewing
because the
in.
money is also going to a good cause. So,
Yeah. Yep. So
yeah.
make sure you get that. And before we head on out, let the people know who you was chilling with for Black Music Month, Jay.
Hey, my name is Jay, and I've been chilling with Tay all month for Black Music Month.
That's
Wait,
right.
was that right, girl?
You did it right. You did it right, girl. Because you don't want her to quit it, honey. Because you got this. You got this. Until next time, y'all. This your girl Tay. You know I bees outside, always putting y'all down with dope events and people that you should know. And I just did that. So until next time, y'all. Peace out. Bye.